Alright, 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM listeners, we are live in full effect with the one, the only, the living legend. We got Omen44 right here live on the line. How are you doing this evening?
Great, doing great.
I gotta ask, man, how is everything on your end, man? You know what I mean? Because unfortunately, 2020 going into 2021 hasn't been any better for mankind.
Yes, but at least, we have the vaccine, hopefully. That's another thing. I can't go back to Japan. I can't really tour anything. I'm an artist, but a promoter, too, so I was bringing out artists to different countries and all that, and that's possible, too, at this.
Yeah, hopefully, you know what I mean, like COVID-19 lets up soon, man, and we can go back to living our normal lives, man. Like when you actually said you can't go back to Japan, like I have to ask you because I personally never been out of Canada. I'm not very interesting individual, so I got to ask you, like, what is it like out in Japan versus North America, like living wise and country wise?
It changed a lot in this couple of years, Right now, living in Japan's not too hot. It's actually it's quite comfortable out there. If you're looking to stay in Tokyo, like you can find something like a studio for like $600 or something, and compare that to New York, Manhattan. You pay $1,500 and you can't afford a studio nowadays.
Man, I gotta say, I gotta pack up and move my ass to Japan, man. That's actually some phenomenal rent money. But I gotta ask you, Omen, like, taking you back to the beginning of your musical career and journey, man, like, what actually inspired and sparked the career of Omen44?
It goes way back. It goes way, way back when I was a teen. Going back to when De La Soul actually dropped their album called Balloon State of Mind. They had a Japanese rapper on it in the name of Chadarapa. And at that moment, I noticed there was Japanese folks doing it, So, I got into it. I got introduced to Microphone Pager, Buddha Brand. These were my heroes back then. And these were Japanese rappers. But from there, like, I just needed to come out here, and explore the real hip-hop. That's why I made it to Mecca, somehow.
And I gotta ask you, man, because you have a very authentic and unique hip-hop name, man. How did you get the name Omen44?
Okay, I was supposed to roll with 4-4, but the problem was, if it was 4-4, actually, you don't really get caught in that Google search and all that, so I needed to add something in the front. And right now, I'm not wearing any masks, but I was wearing like a mask till 3 years ago. And actually, Omen is like, premonition kind of stuff, but at the same time, it means mask in Japanese, so I kind of incorporated that.
And I have to ask you as well, like, what actually made you decide to take off the mask? Was it just kind of like, you wanted to switch up your persona a little bit, or was it just, like what actually made you decide to do that?
Basically, I didn't like my voice that much, really. And now I sounded like an Asian, all these years. And I kind of hated that. And I kind of hated people looking at me as an Asian, even. But now, as a 5% of the Asiatic original man, I'm becoming to like myself, in a way. And, I just thought of just manifesting everything, I needed to be myself. I can't really hide anything from anything, and all these stuff that I say, it has to be true, too, And I have to say it from the heart. So I just, I decided to put it out.
And I gotta say as well, man, you know what I mean? When it comes to, like, people judging other individuals, man, I gotta say, you're a phenomenal hip-hop artist, bro, you know what I mean? So it shouldn't matter what nationality you are, as long as you have the bars, you have the delivery, and you have the stage presence, and you have all three of those, man. So you know what? excuse my language, but fuck the haters, man, and keep doing what you're doing, bro, because you are a phenomenal artist.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
And also, man, speaking of phenomenal artists as well, man, because only phenomenal artists actually get this opportunity, you have actually been featured in the Source magazine, and I have to ask you, how does it feel to be in such a well-known and prestigious hip-hop magazine?
It's a blessing. It's a blessing. They featured me on this national TV in Japan too. And plus, like these folks that I'm working with right now, even with Planet Asia or Scott Zoo or Sick Nature, Snow Goons from Germany, these people blessed me, and it's just great to work with these people even and have that privilege to do that even. I'm feeling blessed, At the end of the day, it's about the people, yes. And like me doing it, spreading my knowledge to the world, doing it internationally. Hopefully, I can inspire these young cats, in Japan, and then, hopefully they won't just be stuck in Japan, but like have a broader view,
And also,
that's what I'm hoping for.
And I gotta say as well, man, aside from your music, I gotta say you're a jack of all trades there, Omen. I also saw that you were actually a part of the Buddha Mafia radio show. I was wondering if you could tell us a bit more about that radio show, and of course, where can our listeners actually check that out?
Okay, you can check that out on Mixcloud, Buddha Mafia radio show. It's a Japanese show, but it's hitting good numbers. This group called Buddha Brand. Okay, I'm working with this artist in the name of Nix, and he is the member from this group called Buddha Brand. And Buddha Brand was like considered the Japanese Wu-Tang back in the days, like in the 90s, When they came out, they actually imported that real New York Mecca hip-hop to Japan, and it was really authentic, Because, this era before the internet and everything, so people didn't know the real information, or like even when I started, I needed to, because I still remember, like even the first hip hop video that I was introduced to was actually Tropical Quest with Can I Kick It, and KRS-One with Love's Gonna Get You, and that was played on air through this Japanese national TV called Sony Music TV. Japan's not big in cable TV, so our source of information was really limited. So wait, what was the whole point of this conversation? I'm sorry, I get carried away sometimes.
Oh man, it's all good. We're a 24/7 hip hop radio station, man. So you know what? Feel free to speak your mind, bro.
Yes, I appreciate that. Definitely. So like so Buddha Brand, they Buddha Mafia, Buddha Brand with Nips, they hooked me up with everything. I made an EP with Nips too, and that came out last year. The title of the album is called 2517. It's the chapter from the. It's a biblical thing. Yes. I'm totally blessed, with hooking up with all these people and like getting support from them, and like just getting the support from them, authenticates me, and just brings me up to that level, and I'm feeling very humbled, And at the same time, I feel the responsibility too. And this Omen44, that 44 actually stands for, in 5% term, it stands for culture freedom. So that's what I think every day. I think about the culture and how I can spread it and bring them freedom. Free the dumps. And that's what I think about, and I'm trying to be the bridge over all this world and everything. between New York and Japan, you know, and trying to fill up that gap with the language barrier or whatever, you know.
And I gotta say as well, man, when you brought up a few moments ago about your record, 2517, I was wondering where can our listeners actually snag themselves a copy if they haven't already done so today?
Thank you for asking me that. Okay, I have all my content on Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube. Hit me up on The Plug International, YouTube, The Plug International channel, SoundCloud, The Plug International channel, Spotify under Omen44. I have a Twitter and an Instagram account. It's under Omen44, but this 44 is under alphabet OMENFOUR. So hit me up, follow me. That'll be great.
And also, as well, man, I noticed that one of your newest singles off your brand new record is actually featured with Planet Asia. I was wondering, how did yourself and Planet Asia get connected? And of course, what was it like actually just working on the song Eclipse? Because I'm going to be playing that directly after our interview as well for our listeners.
Yes. How did I get connected? I shitted him up through my I forgot actually.
And I got to say as well, man, you're a very busy guy, man, and you've done a lot of big things in the past couple of years, man. So you know what? And I asked a lot of in-depth questions, man, so it's all good if you actually can't remember how you guys got connected. But the main thing is, man, you worked with Planet Asia, man. Like, what was it like actually just being able to be in the studio with him, man? Because he's such a legend within the hip-hop community.
Actually, this was recent, so we couldn't really go into the studio and everything with the COVID and everything. So he actually sent me all the information and everything, but, we've been back and forth, speaking and all that. Yes, this whole Eclipse was the main, single for my album Hentai, which came out, 27th December last year. And we made a video for that with all the animations and everything. And on the hook part, we used Duke Ellington's voice for a scratch too. And it was about Eclipse. The cool, funny thing was when I came out with that album, it was the actual total eclipse the week after or something. And I don't know. It's about when the 5%ers talk about the planets and all that. The women are the earth, and we the men are the sun, and the children are the stars. All this getting lined up and everything, that means, everything is in the right place at the right moment. And that's what I meant with this whole eclipse season. So, and even like having Snow Goons doing the Phoenix and all that, I have a West Coast in it, I have my East Coast in it, I have a rapper from Denmark on it, and the Snow Goons from Germany did the whole remix to it. It's an international theme right there at the spot. Boom.
And I gotta say as well, MJs HipHop Connects actually forwarded off your entire record to us today, man. And I took a listen through that, man. And I have to say, that record is absolutely phenomenal, man. I really do like how you incorporated a little bit of every type of blend of hip hop from all over the world within that record, man. It's a phenomenal project.
Yes, I appreciate that. Me listening back to my own album, I felt like I was listening to Jazzmatazz 2 with the gangster and the guru and Premier on it. you know, and I just came in full circle with that, you know, like that was what I listened to back in the days when I started, you know. And, you know, in that album too, I think it was the second song or the third song that had a French rapper on it. Like back in the days, just having a rapper from a different country, only with that seems like very, like, you can just see the level of intellect there, you know. And that I just wanted to bring it back there, you know.
And I gotta ask you, man, pertaining to that record, because we got a lot of old school listeners that really do chime into the radio station. So I was wondering, do you have any like hard copies available for the old school listeners that really do still love that CD format?
Yes, sir. I actually have a 7-inch vinyl for the 3 singles that came out too. Yes, it's online. You can actually purchase it if you're in Japan or in Europe. Not in the U.S. though. I have to distribute it in Japan, U.S. too. But mainly it's for the internet. The whatchamacallit? Yes.
But either way, I think honestly though, man, I think it'll be worth the wait for us North Americans, man, because you know you're a very talented individual. You know what I mean? So I think it'll most definitely be worth the wait. So ladies and gentlemen, make sure you follow him on all social media platforms to stay updated when the hard copies become available in North America.
Word. Appreciate that, please.
But I gotta ask you there, Omen, like, what is next for you, man? Like, is there anything I missed during this interview? Anything else you still want to talk about or promote while we still have you here live on the Canadian airwaves?
Yes, my mixtape is coming out, hopefully in March. And I mixed up all the songs from the album, and I added another song to it too. This song was produced by DJ Shark. He was the DMC champion back in the 90s too. That's a dope track right there. And that's all free. So definitely, you know, I want y'all to listen to it, download it. It's going to be on SoundCloud. And after that, hopefully by April, I'm going to be dropping this new single, a remix that I did for that album too. I have Chelsea Reject on it. It's dope. And it's actually going to be a new stuff too, you know. I'm experimenting all these stuff, you know, from jazz to trip hop to, you know, well, basically it's mecha hip hop at boom bap at the bottom of the line, but, you know, I still want to be creative. I still want to be challenging all kinds of stuff, so. And definitely check out my album, Hentai. Actually, this word hentai is funny. It means pervert, but, like, you know, I'm a hip-hop fiend to it. And even with that word pervert, it reminds me of that phrase from Youre the Damager. He used to say, perverted monks in the house. And, like, you know, that was the thing. Crazy shit, you know.
I'm going to be honest with you there, Omen. I never knew that the word hentai actually meant pervert. I actually did not know that. I always thought it was an anime type word themed or something like that. Hey, like they say though, you learn something new every day.
Yes, sir.
But I gotta ask you, Omen, like, this is the time in the interview, man, that I give a chance for the individual that slides into the radio station airwaves. Just a chance to give shoutouts to whomever they want to give shoutouts to. But of course, your social media handles. That way our listeners can follow you and stay updated everything Omen44 if they're not already doing so.
Okay, definitely. Word. Shout out to my man, Gladys Nice, Coyote, Mantle, Youre the Haters, Muta, No Goons, Sixth Generation from Jazzy Sport, Ida Divine, Stephanie, Planet Asia, all the folks that was involved in the project. And check out my Twitter, Instagram on Omen44, OmenFourFour. And shout out to my man. Appreciate Outlaw Radio for having me. Peace.
Hey, man, most definitely. Have yourself a wonderful night, man, and most definitely stay safe out there. I'm looking forward to your newest projects.
Yes, sir.